The Noise is a single off Adaline's sophomore album, Modern Romantics. Released in January, the video broke into Much More Music's top 20 and picked up over 100,000 YouTube views in its first week. The tune has been described as robo-pop, and the material on this record certainly is a lot different from her debut album.
Every dream has to end so that we can see the difference.
People have said I'm pop noir, which I think kind of makes sense, or alternative pop. Pop has like an idea of like Britney Spears a little bit. I definitely not like that, but it's still pop music. Like it has choruses and verses, and people generally can relate to it. But my first record was more kind of orchestral, sweepy. The second one is much more upbeat and electronic, and I kind of wanted to write a record that I would love to tour.
Adaline, now based in Toronto, believes this sound may play better overseas rather than at home.
The style of music I do isn't overly common in Canada, and it's good because I think there's a market for it, but it's bad because sometimes I don't think people know what to do with it. The European countries have a little bit more of this sort of style going on, so I think it might be an easier thing for me to break into there.
But how we ever gonna make it through all the noise, the noise, the noise, the noise, the noise, the noise.
The daughter of a minister, she grew up listening to gospel and musical theater. It wasn't until she hit 20 that she experienced other influences.
I started listening to bands like Radiohead and Sigur Rós and Portishead and all these sort of like ambient melodic musicians, and it was sort of my first time really falling in love with music. I didn't know it existed, so I felt like a forest child that stumbled upon like civilization. It felt very much like that.
And the lives that we share could be anywhere for as long as you're mine. We can stand the test of time.
She chose the name Adaline when faced with a huge phone bill, learned about a promotion from her cell provider. She got a big lift in her career when the TV series Grey's Anatomy played her single Say Goodbye on their mid-season finale. Other TV shows soon picked up her tunes.
I've kind of been saying to people that I don't really believe in a big break anymore. I don't think that's how it works anymore. I think it's a series of little breaks. So like the Grey's Anatomy placements, anytime you have millions of people listening to your music is pretty incredible, and not every one of those people will go out and find out what song it was, but a good 200,000 or 300,000 people will.
The Ottawa-born Adaline once called Kelowna home, taking some post-secondary courses and working at a local hotel.
When I moved out from home when I was 18, I moved to Kelowna. And I moved in with my aunt and uncle up on Dilworth Mountain. And I worked at the Grand Okanagan Resort in the Grand Bay Cafe for 2 years. And I went to, it was OUC then.
For the cost is too high not to love.
For more on this up-and-coming singer with a Kelowna connection, check out adalinemusic.com. For Go Okanagan, I'm Tim Morton in Kelowna.
Well,